The question is how to use concrete in a smarter way, in a more sustainable way. Concrete is the number one construction material used across the world by far. We use concrete for foundations, for infrastructure, for roads, for buildings, structures, envelopes, and so on. So that's another property of concrete. So it's very resilient material. It can withstand not just flooding, but also fire, strong winds, tornadoes, hurricanes. Any extreme weather condition can be easily managed by concrete. But the reality is when you compare concrete with other materials, the embodied energy that concrete contains is much lower. Typically, in any concrete job, the formwork itself can be anywhere from 30 to 60 or even 70% of the cost of structures is only on mold making. And that's basically what I'm testing. Is it possible to do full-scale buildings with small molds, reusing them over and over? The site of this verb line that I'm working on is at the Audubon Center at Riverlands. So this is an area that floods regularly. And that's a big challenge for almost any construction material, how to withstand flooding. We are next to the Mississippi River on my right, and then a few miles down the river is a confluence between the Mississippi and the Missouri rivers. The project is designed as a spiral, which is actually 4 semicircles of different radiuses that connect to each other, making this spiral shape. The idea of the spiral is primarily intended to create a promenade. So people, when they approach the project, as you can see here, this is the starting point. So continuously as you go up a ramp, the spiral is also obviously going up. So as you go up the ramp, you can watch, you can see all the landscape around. But the whole idea is to create a theme of local birds represented in this graphite technique. So that way people can actually learn a little bit about those local birds. So all this gravel comes from that quarry, which is right next to the river. And the sand that you see over there is river sand from the Missouri River. So the main ingredients of concrete is gravel, sand, and cement. So gravel and sand being about 80 to 90% of the concrete mix. So we can say that about 85% of the materials used for the project are actually sourced locally, only from miles away from this site. I try to integrate my teaching and my research as much as I can in all the classes that I teach, and always with a very hands-on approach. So I'm very strong advocate about learning by making, and that translates in my teaching but also in my research. So in studio they can experiment without too many restrictions, but that also retrofits my research. So I'm constantly showing students what I'm doing, then they oftentimes use that technique or those explorations that I do, and oftentimes they produce very interesting projects that challenge the system that I'm proposing, or even explore new ways, right, of using concrete. Ultimately, my goal for this casting method is to make concrete more accessible, affordable, and resilient to address the challenges of a changing world.